Today we are going to read the book David and Goliath, a Bible story pop-up book. A loud voice like a trumpet sound echoed through the valley. "I am a Philistine. Send out one person among you so that we can have a one-to-one combat. If I lose, we will be your servants. But if I win, you Israelites will be our servants. What do you say? Is there anybody who can fight with me?" Goliath, a Philistine warrior, was teasing the Israelites who serve God. But toward this giant warrior, Israelites were shivering like a scared rabbit in front of a growling tiger. Although Goliath kept making fun of Israelites for 40 days, day and night, nobody had the courage to challenge him. His large frame and his bulky sword made the entire Israelite army feel like they could run away in a second. A young boy, David, came out to the battlefield as his father had asked him to see how his three brothers are doing. As David was chatting with his brothers, Philistine warrior Goliath appeared again. "Can you see that fearsome Philistine? He came out to tease us once again." Discouraged Israelites talked in whispers. David said, "Who is that Philistine defying our God?" David's eldest brother Eliab rebuked David. "Why are you here? Aren't you supposed to be watching over the lambs? A battle is not something that you watch for fun." However, David's remark was reported to the king, and the king summoned David. David told the king, "Your Highness, do not fear or worry. I will go fight the Philistine." The king was astonished to hear this little boy's bold words. David told the events that happened during his shepherding to the king, and David said, "The Lord that protected me out of the claws of the lion and the claws of the bear will save me from the Philistine." King Saul was not convinced that David will kill Goliath, but allowed him to go out and fight. As the king let David wear his armor and have his sword, David said, "Your Highness, these weapons do not fit me. Let me go fight without these things." Those weapons were too heavy to carry for this young boy. Instead, he took his stick and slingshot that he used while shepherding, and then he picked up 5 smooth stones and went up to this giant.
Get that up. That. Okay, there. It's not staying up. Okay, let's get that. Okay.
Goliath expected the chosen man to be the strongest man among the Israelite armies. Contrary to his expectations, there came out a little boy. "Am I a puppy that you come to beat me with sticks?" Goliath thought that David was trying to make fun of him. "Come here, I will make you the prey for the birds and the beasts." However, David didn't fear in spite of Goliath's threat, and stepped out bravely, saying, "While you come against me with sword and spear, I will come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty. Today the Lord will hand you over to me, and then everybody will know that God exists within my country." David's voice echoed throughout the Israelites' camp. David's face was already filled with the joy of victory. Everybody assumed that David would die, and Goliath took off his helmet as he got mad. David galloped toward Goliath, putting a stone in his slingshot. Then he slung the stone, targeting straight to Goliath, and the stone hit right in the forehead of Goliath. "Ouch!" Goliath groaned and held his head. Both armies watched the scene with bated breath. Goliath staggered for a while and finally fell on his face. It was such an unbelievable moment. David took out Goliath's bulky sword. The head of the former bold warrior was cut off helplessly. "Praise the God of Israelites! Hooray for the young man David!" The entire Israelite army shouted with the voice of triumph. The Philistine army got intimidated by the Israelite army as Goliath fell down weakly. Seeing the commander fallen, the Philistine army fled, and the Israelites, filled with courage once again, chased the Philistines, shouting all the way down. Finally, God gained the victory. David brought the head of Goliath to Jerusalem, and he owned the armor of Goliath. The end.